Hey boys and girls, Mr. D here. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to determine the sum of the interior angles in a polygon. And then from there, we'll be able to figure out how much each angle in a polygon is. Okay? So, there's a formula we follow which can lead us to this information. And it is the sum of interior angles equals 180 times the quantity of n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. Okay, and simply put, take this triangle for example. We all know that the sum of the angles in a triangle is, that's right, 180 degrees if we add all three of these angles up. But look at the formula, how it works here. So S is sum equals 180 times n minus 2. Again, n is the number of sides. Here we obviously have three sides. 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 times 180. That's going to give us 180. Right, so the sum of these three angles is going to be 180. And we can use this formula for any polygon, no matter how many sides there are, to give us the total sum of all of its interior angles. And let's look at another example that we all pretty much should know, and that's a square or a rectangle, some kind of quadrilateral. And think about a square, you know these are all 90. You should be able to figure out what the interior sum would be. But again, look how it works with the formula. 180 times 4 minus 2. Now the quantity of 4 minus 2, we know that's 2. 2 times 180, well, that'll be 360. Okay, now, this formula, sometimes we get tricked up on this formula, exactly what it is. And so if that happens to you, don't panic. You all know that a triangle is 180. And you all know that a square has 360. And so if you notice that trend, a three-side, every time we add a side, we add 180 degrees. Okay, look, for example, let's try a five-sided figure, which is a pentagon. That's right. Let's take a pentagon here. Okay, if we take our pentagon, follow our same formula, S equals 180, okay, times, and we need, how many sides do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. Alright? 3 times 180. Okay, and even if you weren't sure of this, you can multiply it out, and you would, that the answer is going to be 540. Okay? Now here's what I was saying. I mean, before, you knew a four-sided figure, well, that was going to be 360. Right? Three sides was 180. 180 plus 180 is 360. Whoops, sorry. Here we know a five-sided figure is 540. Again, every side you add on, you just add 180. So that's 180. 360 plus 180 gives you 540. Now, if I asked you for a 12-sided figure, you don't want to go through this. So it is helpful if you can memorize this formula. Okay, but if not, if you're really in a pinch, you can figure it out, starting with the 3, then the 4, okay? So there's no need to panic with that. Okay? Now, let's take a look at this here. Alright, so let's take a look here at a regular polygon. A regular polygon, please copy this definition down. A regular polygon is equiangular, meaning all angles are equal, and it is equilateral, meaning every side is the same length. So when we hear regular polygon, everything's equal. An equilateral triangle is an example of a regular polygon, right? All angles are 60 and every side is equal. A square is an example of a regular quadrilateral, right? Every side is equal, every angle measure is equal. So let's just take this figure, let's just presume this is a regular polygon. If we count up our sides here, we've got 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, and 6. This is a six-sided figure. If we use our formula, and S equals 180 times n minus 2. N is 6 in this case. So this is 4. 4 times 180 is going to be 720. Okay. So I know that all these sides have to total 720. Okay. But what if they want to know each side? So if we want to figure each of these out, let's say each of these angles, we know that since it's irregular and they're all equal angular, every one of these would be x. All right. If we want to figure out what each angle was, what the x was, well, 720 total, and we got to divide it by 6 equal parts. So 720 divided by 6. Okay, 720 divided by 6. Well, we can just, if we didn't know it off the top of our head, six and the 7 goes once. Bring it down. 6 and the 12 goes twice. 6 and the 0 goes 0. We got a remainder of 0. So 120 degrees. So each one of these angles is 120 degrees. Okay. Let's look at one more example. Take a look at this example. We could label this. We should label this one example 1. No, actually, apologize. These should be example 1, example 2. We label this one example 3, example 4. So let's label this one example 5. Okay. Again, if you look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides on this figure, and we just did this for sake of time here. Here's what we got for a 6-sided figure. Okay, so we know the sum is going to be 720 degrees. So let's just carry that over to here. Okay, so our sum is 720 degrees. We want to try and figure out what these two angles are, or what x is. These two angles are. We know all these angles have to add up to 70. So let's start putting it together here. So we know we got a little right angle sign up here. So it's 90 plus 130 plus 120 plus 140 plus x plus x plus 10. This all has to equal 720. Okay? Now, as we work with this here, we can start to combine like terms. Okay. And so, alright, so we add them all up, and what do we get here? 490, right? So 90 plus 10 is 100, 200, 300, 400, 440, 460, 490. Okay, so I did that. 490. I've got two x's here, and it's got to equal 720. Okay. And so now let's move this 490 over. So you get 2x equals 230 if you subtract out. 720 minus 490. Okay, minus 490 on both sides. And then from here I got to divide by 2, so x is going to be 115. So x is 115, and therefore this angle here is going to be 125. Okay. So again, the key to remember here is using this formula. S equals 180 times n minus 2. That gives you the total sum. Okay, that gives you the total sum. If it's a regular figure, like we did in this example here, just divide it by however many angles you have. Every angle is equal. If it's not a regular figure, then you've got to add up what you've got and remember what they have to total to and work from there. Okay. See, look, we have a chart here which You can refer to, if you look here, if you have an equilateral triangle, every angle is 60. If a square is a regular, these are all regular polygons. 90 degrees, a regular pentagon is 108. We did a regular hexagon right here. Right? And we said every angle is 120. And there it is. Okay, so hope this video helps, and we'll do some practice problems in class.